The solar shift crisis. How the upcoming alignment is redefining human reality. The celestial grid is officially fracturing, and your internal compass is about to feel the friction. As this massive solar shift recalibrates our collective frequency, old ways of sensing the world are becoming obsolete. You need to understand how these solar flares are rewriting your metaphysical survival right now. Something is changing in the atmosphere of human perception, not as theory, not as speculation, but as lived experience for millions of people who can't quite explain what they're feeling. Mental fatigue that doesn't match physical activity, emotional waves without clear cause, sleep that feels fragmented, almost interrupted by invisible pressure, moments of clarity that vanish quickly. It feels like instability. But instability of what? Because the sun is not simply light. It is a constant engine of electromagnetic force, a dynamic system sending waves of energy through space. These waves interact directly with planetary magnetic fields. When solar activity intensifies, Earth's magnetosphere responds. It fluctuates in ways that ripple through systems far more sensitive than most people realize. Now expand that idea inward. The human body is not separate from electromagnetic environments. Your nervous system is electrical. Your brain communicates through frequency-based signaling. Your heart generates measurable electromagnetic fields that extend beyond the physical body, which means your internal system is continuously interacting with external fields, whether you are aware of it or not. So when environmental pressure changes, the body registers it, sometimes subtly, sometimes dramatically, not always as thoughts, but as mood shifts, perception changes, and altered emotional tone. And right now, that sensitivity feels amplified. Many people are reporting similar patterns without realizing they are connected. A sense of internal pressure without cause, heightened intuition followed by sudden mental fog, emotional intensity that rises without clear triggers, a feeling that something is building just beneath awareness. Ancient civilizations would not have ignored this. They tracked celestial movement for survival and agriculture, but because they believed human consciousness moved in rhythm with cosmic cycles. To them, the sky was not separate from the mind, it was reflective of it. A mirror system between external motion and internal awareness. Modern science does not frame it this way, but it does observe correlations. Geomagnetic storms have been studied alongside changes in sleep quality, cognitive load, mood variability, and biological rhythm disruption. Again, not proof of metaphysical causation, but repeated patterns that suggest sensitivity is real, and sensitivity is the key word here. Because when a system becomes sensitive enough, it begins reacting to smaller fluctuations that were previously ignored. The nervous system is exactly that kind of system. Highly adaptive, highly reactive, constantly recalibrating based on input. But here is where things become more complex, because modern life has already pushed that system toward overload, constant information flow, constant digital input, constant emotional stimulation, constant attention fragmentation. The baseline is no longer neutral, it is already activated. So when external conditions shift, even slightly, the effect is magnified, not because something new is happening, but because the system is already near capacity. This is where the idea of a celestial grid becomes useful again, not as a literal structure, but as a symbolic model describing interconnected cycles between environment, biology, perception, and consciousness. A network of influence that is still being mapped, still being understood. And within that model, solar shifts are not isolated events. They are pressure changes in a larger system, and pressure always reveals structure. This is why many people during this period feel an instinctive pull toward grounding practices. Silence, breath awareness, time in nature, reduced stimulation, not as trend or habit, but as nervous system compensation, a search for internal stability when external signals feel amplified. Because coherence matters, a coherent nervous system processes information differently than a fragmented one. It filters, it stabilizes, it interprets signals with less distortion. So what feels like confusion may actually be adjustment. a recalibration phase where old perceptual habits are no longer sufficient. And that leads to the deeper question. If perception is influenced by both internal state and external fields, then what happens when both are shifting? You begin to experience reality as less fixed, more fluid, less predictable, more interpretive. And this is where intuition becomes central again, not as fantasy, but as signal processing. A way the system attempts to organize subtle input that has not yet reached conscious explanation. Intuition is not randomness. It is pattern recognition operating beneath verbal thought. And when the signal environment changes, intuition changes with it, sometimes becoming clearer, sometimes becoming overwhelmed. So the real challenge of this solar transition may not be external at all. It may be internal adaptation. Learning how to remain coherent while perception itself becomes more sensitive. Because systems under pressure do one of two things. They fragment, or they reorganize. And reorganization often feels like instability while it is happening, even when it is moving toward greater balance. So the question becomes less about predicting what the solar shift will do, and more about observing what it is revealing. About perception, about nervous system capacity, about internal regulation, about attention itself. Because underneath all of this, something very simple remains true. You are always interpreting reality through a system. And when that system changes, reality appears to change with it. So perhaps this moment is not an external crisis, but a visibility event, where internal imbalance becomes harder to ignore, where old perception patterns lose stability, where awareness is forced to adapt. And if that is the case, then the real shift is not in the sky. It is in the way consciousness learns to orient itself within a changing field of experience. The celestial system may be shifting, but the most immediate frontier is still the mind observing it, end transmission.